severe weather events this year than in recent history. Haley Hines has more on what's behind this weather pattern.
Around the world, flooding became a destructive force in 2024. In October, record downpours in Valencia, Spain caused flash flooding no one in the city had ever experienced before. It washed away thousands of cars, destroyed homes, and left everything covered in mud. Hundreds were rescued, but more than 200 people died. In southeastern Europe, similar scenes emerged from Bosnia. Unprecedented amounts of rain caused flash floods that washed away roads, bridges, and railroad tracks and wiped away entire villages. Dozens of people died. Here in the U.S., Hurricane Helene hit Florida with a destructive storm surge, then barreled its way into the North Carolina mountains, where it unleashed the heaviest rains to ever hit the region, causing destruction no one was prepared for.
The amount of precipitation that occurred in North Carolina was so far outside the bounds of what anyone had experienced. There was no background for what impacts something like that would cause when it actually occurred.
Then came Milton, dumping historic amounts of rain on the Bay Area and leaving some neighborhoods flooded for weeks. Andrew Winters, a researcher with the University of Colorado, says while hurricanes and rainstorms have always been around, climate change is making them worse.
So while the baseline patterns and processes are still the same to produce these extreme events, you're basically supercharging the environments that allow them to occur.
For every 1 degree warmer that the air is, it can hold about 7% more moisture.
Claire Barnes is with the group World Weather Attribution, which studies extreme weather events. She says the Earth has already warmed about 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit in the last century, and the temperature is still rising.
I've heard people saying that this is the new normal. Given that we are currently on track for 2.6 degrees of warming or thereabouts within this century, we are only halfway to the new normal. And we know that events like this are going to get more extreme and more frequent as the world continues to warm.
Climate researcher Ben Clark with the Imperial College of London says the back-to-back hurricanes that devastated Florida this year is an extreme event that becomes more likely as the planet warms.
The closeness of these two storms really symbolizes something that could happen in the future, and the danger of climate change, which is that you could have multiple events that have been made each more destructive by climate change affecting the same area in quick succession, which is when the impacts start to become kind of really catastrophic.
And to deal with these catastrophes, these scientists say people shouldn't compare today's risks with the experiences of their past. Instead, people need to be prepared for the unexpected, the types of events that have no historical comparison.
Allowing the public to really understand the gravity of something that could be outside of what you've ever seen before, and at the same time better modeling and understanding of future impacts that are outside of what we typically have seen are necessary to really prepare for these events adequately.
The EPA says the frequency of single-day heavy precipitation events has been increasing for years. Potential impacts include crop damage, soil erosion and flooding, as well as an increase in injuries, drownings, and health impacts like exposure to lead.